Hey there, I, Sam Valentino, private toon detective, want to talk about another cartoon mystery that had just been solved. The uncovering of the full-length 1998 Family Guy pilot pitch. Yep, the pilot that was like a crudely animated 16-minute version of the series premiere, Death as a Shadow. Now, what made it lost is that for a long time there were only really short clips of certain scenes available to download online from a fan's tripod website. Remember tripod sites? And a few such clips appeared in interviews with series creator Seth MacFarlane, and the first 7 minutes was included as a special feature on the Family Guy Volume 2 DVD set released in 2003. I think that short version was largely for showing to certain Fox staffers. For a long time, that and the aforementioned short clips were all we had of this pilot. Until last Thursday, when someone found on the website of the animation staffer Rob Paulson, and I said Paulson, not Paulson. He was part of the digital coloring and compositing team on this pilot and uploaded it on his portfolio website apparently back in September 2022. But for a long time it went under the radar until somebody actually noticed it last Thursday, and it quickly spread like wildfire. Now you can find multiple uploads of it online from places like YouTube, archive.org, and social media platforms. And let me tell you, if you're familiar with the actual Family Guy TV show, at least the first few seasons, this pilot pitch is pretty surreal. Think of it as being the Family Guy equivalent to the short Simpson sketches on the Tracy Ullman show, which Family Guy actually parodied in a season 4 episode. But this pilot's early installment weirdness is way more fascinating than what a cutaway gag did. Like I said, it's pretty much a rough 16-minute version of the series premiere Death as a Shadow. Seth MacFarlane himself animated the whole thing in his home on a budget of $50,000. Of course, in addition to writing and directing and animating the whole thing, he worked with a small company, Jim Keeshan Productions. And so when the was greenlit and made into a full series, Jim Keeshan apparently took all credit for making the pilot and sued Seth MacFarlane and the Fox network in June 1999. But it was quickly dismissed a year and a half later, especially since Keeshan's company had no involvement with the series. Also, among the small crew, Seth MacFarlane actually voiced the characters of Peter and Stewie and Brian Griffin, but he also voiced Chris Griffin, and his sister Rachel, who's done a lot of voice acting herself, voiced Meg Griffin. Just listen.
Relax, Mom. It's just a bunch of guys sitting around with a black marker and a checklist of the 10 Commandments.
Thou shalt get drunk. Yeah!
Chris, you're 13. Don't talk like that.
And if you noticed, Alex Borstein still voices Lois Griffin, in the same way Lois sounds in the early episodes, considerably less nasally than she sounds now. And Seth and Alex still do other voices like they do in the main series, like the former voicing prototypes of Tom Tucker and Glenn Quagmire. Yes, that's an early version of Quagmire, and in the series proper they just used that prototype design for another background character. Just look at this bit.
The penis broke off while I was loading it into the car. Shoot, these things are lucky.
I mean, who else but Quagmire? And since I said, the voice cast is mostly of family and friends, like the aforementioned Alex Borstein and Rachel MacFarlane. Peter Griffin's late boss at the toy factory, Jonathan Weed, was voiced by Butch Hartman in this.
Peter, I'm appalled. Your negligence has damaged this company's reputation. You're fired.
And by Carlos Alazraqui in the main series.
Peter, I am appalled. Your negligence has damaged this company's reputation. You're fired!
Indeed, you've probably heard that Butch and Seth are good friends, and they did both work together at Hanna-Barbera and Cartoon Network on shows like Johnny Bravo. Also there, Seth produced that Larry and Steve short for one of the cartoon series, featuring some of the foundations for Family Guy. That was also based on an old student film Seth MacFarlane made in 1995, The Life of Larry, and a few gags from that made their way into the Family Guy pilot.
I got it. That's the guy from Big. Tom Hanks, that's his name. Oh, funny guy, Tom Hanks. Let me tell you, I've seen him in other stuff. Listen, anything that comes out of that guy's mouth, you know it's going to be a stitch.
I have AIDS.
Also, like the main series, Laurie Allen voices Diane Simmons in the pilot, and she also did the female voices in that Larry and Steve short. Also, given the low budget, The music in this pilot can be pretty cheesy, all synthesized and such. It also kind of kills the mood with Stewie attempting to kill Lois compared to the actual series.
Your uppance will come. Damn.
Well, at the stag party, in the pilot and instrumental version of the Beatles' I Wanna Hold Your Hand plays.
Hey, man, your clock won't flush. You know, I feel kind of bad, you guys. I promised my wife I wouldn't drink.
Oh, don't feel bad, Peter.
Oh, gee, I never thought of it like that.
Hey, did you bring the porno?
But since no composer was credited, I've got a wild hunch that Ron Jones wrote the music, since it sounds similar to his Larry and Steve music at times, and he'd also scored a finished episode and several others, but with a full orchestra to work with. And the pilot also has more painfully obvious common stock sound effects.
Okay, bye. Ah, damn you all!
And some other jokes and gags got replaced, like with Peter's sentencing near the end.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh yeah!
And that was how the Family Guy running gag about the Kool-Aid guy got all started. And then there are also some minor dialogue differences, even when it came to Brian Griffin's aborted catchphrase.
Whoa, ass ahoy. Say, when are you leaving for the party, Peter? Whoa, ass ahoy. Hey, Peter, it's 7 o'clock and you've still got your pants on. What's the occasion?
Whoa, crash ahoy.
Okay, that last one was actually from the season 10 episode Back to the Pilot, but it was too funny to not include. Also, in addition to the somewhat different character designs and color schemes, the animation is more limited, at times similar to how this show is currently animated. Yet the actual Death Has a Shadow episode is considerably more movement. It's worth mentioning that the first season production cycle had domestic animation done at Film Roman, who was already working with Fox on The Simpsons and King of the Hill. For the second season, 20th Century Fox Television opened their own animation studio, and soon they would go on to produce All American Dad and The Cleveland Show, also for Seth, and eventually assume production on The Simpsons and Futurama. Oh, and another difference, like a prototype version of Cleveland can be seen at one point in the pilot.
Hey, is my kid over here? Forget it, false alarm.
But they replaced him with a somewhat similar character in the finished episode, since Cleveland was already going to be a main character in the show.
Is my kid over here?
Forget it, false alarm.
Additionally, in the original pilot, Lois does know that Peter was fired, compared to Peter keeping it a secret from Lois in the finished episode. But regardless, Peter still goes on welfare and gets in trouble for it. Also, because they plan to air Death as a Shadow after the 1999 Super Bowl as a sneak preview, the finished episode is a scene taking place at the Super Bowl, where Peter dumps all the money over the stadium. In the original pilot pitch, Peter just returned all the money he felt he stole from the government by just dropping it across town from a little hot air balloon. Of course, people have long accused Family Guy of ripping off The Simpsons, but that is only a small similarity, as Family Guy also borrows quite a bit from All in the Family and the Flintstones, and a bit of King of the Hill. I've also got a wild hunch that another big inspiration in the eventual creation of Family Guy was that Hanna-Barbera adult animated series, Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. That too is also inspired by All in the Family. But yeah, that makes another lost media mystery in the animation world solved. I didn't work in this case, but I know the feeling of satisfaction that comes with solving a caper all too well. And there are still other such mysteries out there, so keep watching this YouTube channel to see what others that, or whoever else, solve.